This is how you create a resume. This is how Som creates his resume, and this is the reaction he gets. This wasn't long before, and I was just like you when I just started. I was always worried that there are people better than me who are from like IITs, NIDs, NIFTs, etc. I had nothing in my resume and I felt like a loser. Let me show you how to get the job that you want by doing things a little differently. There are timestamps down below, so feel free to skip. First things first, create a solid one-page resume. Instead of going word to word in mine, try to understand what I did and you'll be able to replicate what I did in your field as well. Because see, everyone's field is different and everyone's different. So just copying me won't work here. Note, I use the word CV and resume interchangeably, but by both I mean a one-page resume itself. Anyways, see, you're supposed to make a resume for like three kinds of people: the recruiter, the hiring manager, and some kind of software. Usually it's called an ATS, that is applicant tracking system. I made one initially after going through a lot of research and trying to show my credentials in the best way possible. Keep this in your mind. Recruiters and hiring managers take 7 seconds to look at your resume. Yep, 7 seconds. They judge your worth in lesser time than it takes to possibly cook a Maggie. So be as articulate as possible. Here are some quick tips to help you accomplish getting a solid one-page resume. Show your work and provide hyperlinks. Make sure that the top section highlights you in the best way possible, especially your LinkedIn profile. You can also introduce yourself in one line, but keep it short. If you're from a prestigious college, then you have bragging rights, so use that. But always remember that work is greater than alma mater. Second point, quantify your work. Nobody cares what you did unless there was an impact. Show that impact with numbers. An easy way to do this is to tell you have accomplished X measured by Y by doing Z. Third point, stop using ratings and meters. How do you know what's the best when the best is always changing and it's always improving? This isn't a Reels interview. Fourth point, highlight your work and delete the fluff. Stop using a profile picture. It usually grabs too much attention and it's not necessary. If you don't have a lot of experience, don't fake it. Stop using cliche soft skills. Everybody knows that you're super detailed, you're motivated, you're creative, etc. And nobody cares. Use ones that are relevant. If you have a lot of experience, try to show the one which is relevant to the current job that you're applying to. Remember, more often than not, less is more. And my fifth point, make it ready and have it available everywhere. I used Google Docs for this. You can use Figma, Canva, or anything else. In my case, I had researched all of this by myself and tried to make it look nice. I had gotten feedback from my mentors and my seniors, and I thought I had perfected the entire thing. I thought it would be almost impossible for the HRs to ignore me. But only if life was so easy, right? I got barely any replies. Initially, I had just used my resume to use it on job portals. After learning what cold mailing was, I started even doing that. This actually improved my odds, but I still wasn't getting the companies or jobs that I wanted. To put things in perspective for you, in a recent job opening in our company, we had almost 1,000 plus applications for a job opening in a matter of 2 days. Ask yourself this: what reason are you giving them to open yours? See, there's nothing wrong in having just a one-page resume. It's a necessity. But I saw this as being one of many. I needed to be the one. So I did things a little differently. I made a deck out of my resume. There's one thing which is really important along with a CV and a portfolio. That's a cover letter. Basically, a cover letter tells why you're applying to a job and why you're a good fit. In India, for some reason, I hadn't seen a lot of people doing this. What I did was I made my resume my cover letter. In my resume or my cover letter, I told them exactly why they should hire me. Now, instead of going word by word over my resume, let me show you how my office people reacted when they saw my resume.
So Jishnu, like I sent you my resume last year, right? And you chose my resume over like quite a few people. Can you tell me why did you like my resume and what made it stand apart from others?
When you say last year, feels like a long time ago.
It was.
Yeah, I think I mean, one of the primary thing that stood out was that you sent us a presentation, for your resume. Yeah, I think that really stood out. It was tailor made to Tickertape, and then there was a really good structure to this. And again, it wasn't like a very verbose kind of thing, right? It was short and sweet. Every page had like 2-3 lines explaining exactly what you wanted us to understand. So you had why you wanted to work at Tickertape, and then there were I think a couple of slides explaining why you are a great fit for Tickertape. I think all of it together was kind of quite an engaging read, and yeah, it was different and it stood out.
So Jay, I reached out to you on LinkedIn, right? And you were one of the people who referred me. So what made you refer my resume amongst all the other people who had reached out to you?
Cool. So you would just send one Google slide, and when I opened it, it was about just Tickertape. The first 3 or 4 slides were talking about why you want to join Tickertape, and it was in a very storytelling format. So it was just 1 or 2 lines per slide, and it was like the slides are talking to me. So it was very engaging, and it was like to the point, nothing more, nothing less. Very crisp, no bullshit. That's the main reason I refer you.
You can see the resume down in the description. I'll provide a link for that. See, this works because you're intentional about what you're doing, and companies will appreciate that. By just making it tailored to their needs, you're already standing out from the rest. In my resume, I told the company why exactly I wanted to work at that company, why I thought I would be a good fit to their culture, what work I had done, and what I'm capable of. And they took a chance on me. And in our case, it worked for both of us. And that's pretty much it. That's how I got into Tickertape with this resume. But remember one thing, resumes are not made, it's built. You can polish it, but only by so much. If you don't have a base, it's pretty pointless. If you have nothing, in that case, intern or work somewhere. Take up some project and finish it. Finish a course and build a portfolio. If you want to know how to build a great portfolio, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll take your words as my wish. You guys know what to do next, and I'll see you in the next video.